So when I was in middle school, or maybe let's say ending of middle school, early high school, I was just coming back home one day when the bus dropped me off, and I get into my room with my Xbox 360, and I see my brother playing this game. It's a skateboarding game, and it's Skate 1, and it's the demo. Now, growing up, I was very involved in the skate culture, let's say. Like, I loved skateboarding. I loved listening to skateboarding music. I loved listening or watching skateboarding videos. I was heavily involved. I had a lot of friends that did it. I enjoyed filming these videos, and overall, I considered myself a skater. So you can imagine when I saw skate for the first time, I was immediately intrigued, right? Because of the whole new flicket system, the physics, the way the game played, so on and so forth. And especially coming from an even older generation that had a lot of fun playing the Tony Hawk games, and frankly still does. So immediately I hopped onto this demo and I started doing what probably a lot of people did, which is just play the 5-minute demo over and over and over again until finally the game was released. Now I remember going to a local GameStop, and when I went inside, I haven't been to a GameStop in a long time, but I do remember all the new games used to be like right behind the counter. They'd have all the latest things there. And I believe Halo 3 came out around a similar time as Skate 1. So here I am, sitting there, or not sitting there, but standing there, and I asked the clerk, I say, hey, I'm looking for Skate 1. And he says, wait, you're gonna get Skate 1 over Halo 3? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna get Skate 1 over Halo 3. And I did, and I had an amazing time playing it. And then fast forward, when Skate 2 comes out, Skate 2 was even better than Skate 1. That was obviously incredibly fun. And then Skate 3 came out, which was pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't as good as Skate 1 or Skate 2, but I appreciate the physics and the realism they added, you know, the tweaks to make it seem like you were really skateboarding. You had to really make sure you landed on your grinds and you did everything the right way. So it was definitely, it enhanced the realism by a lot. And now yesterday, I bought, after waiting for many years, the early access version of Skate 4. Okay, so I bought I think it was like the Founders Edition, because frankly, I want to support this game. Okay, I've seen so many mixed reviews in the game, and here are my first impressions. I love the game. I love Skate 4, okay? I think it's so cool to see, out of all the skateboarding games, or rather out of all the sports games that have been out, skateboarding is the one that gets all the attention, right? And for me, I feel like Skate 4 is such a unique, cool sandbox. For me, it almost plays like an MMO. It's so cool to see all the different players online just doing their own thing. It almost reminds me of, there was this game I used to play back in the day with my brother called Ragnarok Online. And in Ragnarok Online, there was a main city called Prontera. And what people would do was they would just hang out in Prontera. You know, they wouldn't really play the game. They just maybe enjoyed playing the game because they got to talk to people, they made online friends, and they just enjoyed their time in that space. So yesterday, there's a sort of a gift shop in the game called Extrovert, and there was just someone sitting there, and I guess I haven't unlocked the emoji yet to be able to sit down myself, but it reminded me of Prontera, and I thought, man, this is so cool. It's like you're skating with all these people all over the world, and some people may choose to log in and skate, other people might choose in and just hang out, and this person even wrote like a hi message over them. Again, I don't know if that hi is an emote, or if it's something that you can actually type in. But I just felt like, man, this is really a community of skateboarders. Now, a lot of people are complaining about the graphics and they feel like it's so arcadey. And here are a couple of my takes on it, okay? I never really got into Fortnite. That's what people are comparing it a lot to, so I don't really have too much of a reference there. But frankly, I don't really mind. I almost compare the new way the game looks to like iOS 26, right? Some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it, but at the end of the day, it is a fresh take on the game, and it's something that's just different. If anything, I felt like Skate 3 was even more arcadey, believe it or not. And on top of that, they offer so many different settings that you can tweak the game. Like, I noticed there's like pretty much 3 different tiers. There's a new tier of game mechanics that allows you to almost play like a Tony Hawk game. That's like the very arcadey. And I would say tier 2 is more like Skate 2. And then tier 3 is like that experienced realistic setting in Skate 3. And on top of that, I haven't dug into all the settings, but I've seen there's so many different ways, like the field of view, or the way that you do ollies, or, you know, what happens when you grind for long distances. Like, there's so many things you can tweak that for me, you can really make it the type of game you want to make it. So when it comes to graphics and gameplay, I mean, the fundamental aspect of the game, the skateboarding itself, is a lot more real. I mean, the way that you can pop onto curbs, the way that you can do power slides, the control, even the physics, like the way your shirt moves when you're gaining speed. You know, I feel like there's just so much room for improvement here, and I can't wait to see, frankly, what they do more of. you know, because if this is a sandbox that's supposed to live forever, like this Founders Edition I bought has access to the Season Pass, which I thought, like, man, a skateboarding game with a Season Pass, like, how awesome is that, especially if you love the series already. So I think for maybe a lot of newcomers or people that got started in like Skate 3, I feel like they are the ones that are maybe having the negative sort of views. But I feel like for people like me that have been playing since, what, 2007, that's what, 18 years ago, we are going to like the game no matter what. And at the end of the day, I love skateboarding. I don't skateboard anymore, but I love the idea of skateboarding. I love the creative expression that skateboarding brings. And that's even amplified in the game. I was just talking to my brother how, sort of like Fortnite, you can build, you know, anything at any time, anywhere. And I think that's so cool. It's cool to see people on a rooftop somewhere building something, or people on a random ramp building something, and just having fun with it and having a good time. And at the end of the day, I think that's what this game is really all about, the skateboarding community coming together and having a good time. And you still get all the great things about a skateboarding game, like the missions and just the skateboarding part of it. That's really, at the end of the day, the most important piece. So I think if you're going into skate, just don't, you know, take it for what it is. It's a new, fresh spin on an existing series. The fact that we're even still getting skate games 18 years after the original one, I mean, speaks volumes to the amount of people that actually enjoy the game. Skateboarding is such an accessible type of video game to play. Like, for, I don't know, I know sports games like Madden, for example, are extremely popular, but there's something about a skateboarding game that's just so interactive. It's so creative. There are things you can do in a skateboarding game that you can't do in a football game or a soccer game, right, or a basketball game. Although maybe the people that love those games feel like they can express themselves creatively in those games. Maybe I just haven't played enough of those games to begin with. But take it for what it is, okay? It's a fresh spin on something. Thank God we even have a skateboarding game to begin with, because we didn't really need one, but EA decided to make one. Give me a second, just, excuse me. Tapping in here. So, yes, I'm excited to go back and play Skate. I'm actually balancing it out right now between Skate 4 and Hell Is Us. I'll probably talk about Hell Is Us in another video. Also a very fantastic game. But Skate is cool, man. I'm just happy that we finally have it. It's still in early access, so I think that means that probably better things will come in the future. They'll continue working on it. They even say so. Some people also complain about like the AI assistants or whatever, but again, I just think that's kind of like the world we live in right now. It's a digital age. It's kind of cool to have an AI assistant. It's just something different, you know? It's good that there's change. It wouldn't be fun if there was another skate game that was the exact same type of game that we've had already for the last 18 years, Skate 1, Skate 2, Skate 3. People need to push boundaries. Companies need to push boundaries. Companies need to get a lot of different viewpoints from a lot of different people to succeed. And I think it's good that we're sort of pushing the boundaries here and not just doing, oh, let's just make another Skate 2 because people love Skate 2 and we'll just put them in the same map, similar type of game. No, let's try something entirely new. You know, let's do this open world MMO type thing where people can see other online players playing at the same time. You can build things at the same time. You can sit down with people. You can emote. You can talk with people. You can meet friends. You can do group challenges together. I mean, it really feels like you can go out there. It almost feels like you can start, like when I was growing up, there was a skate team that I created called Entra, E-N-T-R-A, Entra. And I created t-shirts for us and everything, and we'd go to the local skate parks, and because we had some videos on YouTube, there was other skaters that noticed us. And I almost feel like in this game, I just realized that there's group challenges. Like, can you meet other people online and start your own team in the game? That'd be kind of neat, right? Maybe you meet other players online. One of my best friends back in the day, honestly, best friend back in the day, I met on Xbox Live. So who's to say, maybe not at this age anymore, but for the younger crowd that's really enjoying it, you can go log into this game, meet other players, real players, and maybe, you know, start a conversation with them, and you create an online team. Just like I created my skate team back in the day, you can do this thing online. And who knows, maybe they even live close to you in real life and you go and skate with them in real life. But I think that's pretty neat to be able to do these co-op challenges with like an actual online skate team. So I feel like there's a lot of potential here. And if you enjoy skateboarding, if you love the fundamental art of skateboarding, and you are looking for a new skate game to try, I highly recommend this one. I even played the newer Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, and they are good, but to be honest, it's the same game. It's just like a refresh on an existing game, but Skate 4 pushes things further, And it's not just a refresh, it's really an entirely new game. So that's all I have to say. I wanted to give my own first impressions, my own thoughts here as someone who is a huge fan of the series. And hopefully, you know, if you like it, let me know. If you've played it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. What are some things you like? What are some things you don't like? What are some things you're hoping they do in the future? And what are some things you're hoping they don't do in the future? So with all that being said, I still have a lot of other ideas for a lot of other videos. As you've seen, I just talk about what is my tagline, spontaneous takes from my brain to your screen. It's really just that. But I hope that everyone watching enjoys skate, enjoys video games in general, because video games are awesome. And have a great Thursday. And with all that being said, I'll see you all next time.